This is your Midco Sports Network game recap in men's basketball. Here at Shields Arena in Fargo on Saturday afternoon, it was North Dakota State 68, South Dakota State 78. Tom Neiman with Brad Newitt, and North Dakota State got out early in this one, led by 15 at halftime. South Dakota State couldn't throw it in the ocean, and it got ugly early. A little bit of a comeback for the Jacks, but NDSU just kind of took it to them.
They really did. North Dakota State played fabulous on the defensive end. They forced South Dakota State into shooting below 30% and then did a nice job controlling the boards and really limiting the offensive production of the Jackrabbits and never let South Dakota State back in this game.
Let's take a look at some of the first half highlights. And North Dakota State, A.J. Jacobson, a couple of early hoops. He had 4 in the first half, but they spread the scoring out. Jacobson with 8. Reed Tellinghusen had 8 points in the first half for South Dakota State, hit a couple of threes, but SDSU just 6 of 32 from long range in this ball game by the time it was over. Paul Miller with a steal off to Malik Clements. Clements had 5 points off the bench. Corey Brown was outstanding. Again, 7 assists in this game for Corey Brown to go with 14 points and 6 rebounds. Kai Cabellas doing his thing as well. Freshman had 8 points and 5 rebounds. It was a 15-point North Dakota State lead at halftime.
Yeah.
And the big part of that was SDSU had 17 points at halftime.
Exactly. I mean, North Dakota State just smothered the Jackrabbits. And when South Dakota State did get open looks, they weren't able to make them. And then on the offensive end, North Dakota State just did a great job running their offense, being efficient, finding the right shot. There was a lot of late shot clock opportunities that they capitalized on, and the game was at their tempo, especially in the first 20.
They played Bison basketball. They really did. South Dakota State tried to chip into that 15-point lead in the second half and got it down to 9, but that is as close as they would get. Paul Miller with an and one here. This was another late shot clock situation. Corey Brown into the lane. He had a big man on him most of the game. Just took him right down into the post to score. Paul Miller hit 4 of 8 on threes. The Bison made 7 threes in the ball game. And then Brown again here to Chris Kading for a dunk. Kading with 5 points. Everybody who played scored at least 4 points for North Dakota State. And again, the lead got down to 9, but that was it. And the Bison put it away 68-57. Dexter Werner off the bench, 7 points, 8 rebounds, and a big dunk here at the end in an 11-point Bison win.
Well, the key for North Dakota State, too, is they took care of the basketball down the stretch. Only 10 turnovers in this game, so they didn't give South Dakota State any opportunities to make a comeback there. They made their big free throws down the end, and then, like you said, it seemed like anytime South Dakota State got, kind of close and were about to knock on the door and try to kick it in, North Dakota State came up with a huge dagger shot to keep them at bay.
North Dakota State had 50 field goal attempts, Brad. South Dakota State had 66. The Jackrabbits took 16 more shots, but just could not make anything. Yeah. And it's an 11-point Bison win.
Yeah. South Dakota State crashed the Oglass good in the second half, got themselves second opportunities. Free throws were about even in this game as well. But, ton of credit to Dave Richmond and how he had his team prepared defensively to play in this game.
All right, both teams are 3-2 now in Summit League play. South Dakota State and North Dakota State both on the road this week with NDSU going to Fort Wayne. That should be a good one coming up later this week. On Midco Sports Network, it was 68-57, North Dakota State on top of South Dakota State.